Hello and welcome to another video review brought to you by Mark, aka T4Mo607. Today we're going to Transformers Prime, Cyberverse, Vehicon, Cliffjumper, Ratchet, and Breakdown. I decided to do all four of these in a single review because these are the only four of the smaller Cyberverse Prime figures that I own. Let's start off first with Vehicon. Vehicon here is a very nice rendition of its in-show counterpart / deluxe model. And, well, I'd have to say, for a small figure, the only things that appear to be inaccurate are the feet and the back. Otherwise, it's scaled down very nicely, which is a nice representation of the gun that we have. Clear purple and rubbery. I don't believe that this is the variant. I'm sure the variant had more detail than this, unless this is the more detailed one, which I cannot tell. Let me know in the comments. Well, let's transform him. First of all, what we're going to do is going to take the back leg section and just pull it out a little bit, loosening the whole hood and side sections of the figure. Slide them out and down. Flip the car all the way around, and what you're going to do is take this whole front hood and lift it back as far as you can. And you're going to grab this little black tab piece right here, flip it up, and it reveals the head. Next, you're going to flip the back hood section piece back again. And here you have Vehicon in his robot mode. Small, huh? Well, that's usually what they are when they're at this size. It's a nice rendition of it, though. But again, it's a Cyberverse figure, and it's something that I can deal with. His weapon can store either in his hand, right there, or just like in vehicle mode, if I can ever get this thing out, on the sides. And preferably, I just like to fit it in the hole that it can go in. These rubbery bits sometimes end up being a little bit bigger than what they should be, and you're going to probably see that throughout the rest of the review and the rest of the figures. So anyway, his articulation is the arms can rotate 360 degrees, legs move forward and back, bend at the knee. That's it. That's all the articulation of the figure. Let's set him off to the side. And next I bring in Breakdown, the second Decepticon of my review. I think he's a very cool little rendition of his show counterpart. If this is going to be the only figure of Breakdown that we're going to get for the rest of the line, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed, but you know what? I'm happy that at least it's pretty accurate in its vehicle mode. Anyway, I personally think that the figure should have done better as a Cyberverse. So far, I don't see really many flaws with this other than gapping issues. The gun can mount up the top two holes, either one would work. And yeah, let's get on to the transformation. What we're going to do first is come under here and pull down the legs slightly. Next, we're going to want to come to the top section, and if it'll work, you'll pull down what will be the arms. Next, you're going to take them and fold them around and forward like so, only a little bit, so that you can release the rest of the legs and fold them out and down. Come up here, push against the tire, fold that up, fold the arms the rest of the way in, and rotate them out. And here we have Breakdown in his robot mode. Again, this is where I think that he should have done better as a Cyberverse commander, not as the Cyberverse Legion or class, or whatever they're calling it. His weapon can fit in his hand, most preferably, or it can fit into the hole on the side of his arm, which was the top of the vehicle. Personally, I think it looks better just in the hand. They all do. The articulation of the figure is the arm can rotate 360 degrees, and it's on a ball joint, so the shoulder can move up and down, and the arm can move inward and outward due to the transformation. The legs can move forward, back, and no bend at the knee, but reverse bend we have. Oh wait. Oh, we have a pop ball joint. Legs can bend, but with a little bit of force. I don't recommend doing that. because as you saw, you end up just popping the whole leg off. And that is breakdown. Up next we have Cliffjumper. Cliffjumper comes with this little sword, I guess, and at least it does a good job of covering up the top section. The sword looks like Ratchet's sword. Huh. Well, we're going to see what we're going to use that for eventually, but it's a nice rendition of his little muscle car mode. To compare it, I have the Asia exclusive Generations Cliffjumper, which is a reuse of the mold from the first edition Cliffjumper. And honestly, from what I can tell, other than the top of the car, it is dead on. Let's move on to the transformation. What you want to do is come under here and just flip this entire section out and around, and you're going to reveal the head. Then you're going to take the whole front hood piece and just split it and rotate it about halfway out. You're going to come back here and take what will be the pelvis and just ratchet it forward. And once that's done, you can fold this up the rest of the way. Then you take these door sections, fold them in and twist them. Do the same to both sides. These become the feet. Then take the arm, rotate them down from the hood section, and rotate them forward. And here you have Cyberverse Legion's Cliffjumper in his robot mode. He's a bit wobbly to stand at first, but once you get the articulated feet, the only one I'd have to say with good articulated feet throughout this Cyberverse line, he can stand fairly well. Onto the sword, it can fit in either hand as this way or that way. Whatever you choose to display your Cliffjumper as, he's very articulated, and you're going to get some great poses out of him. His arm can move forward and back on a ball joint, so it can move inward and outward as well. The forearm is also on a ball joint and can move inward and outward due to the transformation. Can bend forward and back and go outward, sort of. I guess you could say that this counts as articulation, but it affects the look of the figure, so I'm not sure. It's up to you. Legs can move somewhat forward and somewhat back. It's only hindered by the pelvis piece. Can bend at the knee, and the feet, like I said, are articulated, so you can get them into not so crazy posing as I thought it would be. Hang on. There we go. And that is Cliffjumper. Here is the fourth and final figure of the Cyberverse review, Ratchet. Ratchet here, again, comes with a blade, which is what this figure was meant for. I do have a QC issue right here. There's a blemish. I don't know how well you can see that. Right on the tip of the blade right here. And not too worried about it. It happens. I'm just going to set that off to the side onto the figure himself. Of course, he is missing some paint detail, but again, being a Cyberverse figure, I'm not too worried about it. It's small, and it's basically the budget line for kids. Though it did the same thing for the deluxe figure, Repro Labels did come out with that. I hope to be getting that set in the future. Maybe we'll see. Anyway, on to the transformation. What you can do is fold these pieces out. Back here, they will become the legs. Push the feet down until you hear a click, or feel the click, and make sure the legs are all the way forward in this sort of chicken walk sort of state, and then take the whole hood front section and split it and fold the arms down, but not too far. And here you have Cyberverse Ratchet in his robot mode. As you can see, very nice. Not too bad. Of course, he's got car doors hanging out of his arm. It's a more orangey color than the Cliffjumper's red. I don't know how well that's coming off of my camera, but onto his blade, he can stick it right in his hand and it looks like it's meant to be there, which is why I choose to display my Ratchet like this. Both blades in his hand, looking like a badass. On to the articulation of the figure. The arms can rotate 360 degrees, can move up and down at the shoulder, legs can move forward, back, bend at the knee, and that's about it. His feet are sort of static unless you forcefully pull them down any further. So here are my overall thoughts of the Cyberverse figures. They're very cool and match up with their vehicle counterparts almost to a T. The only thing is lack of paint apps. Of course, like I'm going to keep saying, understandable, but you know, if you can put little tiny ones like the inside of Vehicon's stomach on, then I don't see why you couldn't paint the little exhaust pipes. Are they worth the price? Hell yes, they're worth the price. And that's just my opinion. Don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe to my channel for more. I am accepting requests. Let me know what you want to see from the Universe 2.0, Classics, Chug, whatever you need to know, or RID, any of those, line. I'll let you know if I have it, I'll get to reviewing, and I'll put your name in my description box. This is T40607, aka Mark, signing off.